Right. Now, what does it do with really long messages? This is something we have to ask ourselves whenever we write such a tool that formats text to the screen. Anything could and will happen. Okay. Well, it's formatted. It wraps. Do I care that it stretches right across the screen? Maybe I should give it like a bounds. What would happen if I gave it like a 50% bound? That would kind of make sense. And I could also give the whole thing a bit of a transparent background, like half opacity black or something, just to make it stand out a bit more. We might need to give it a fade too if we're going to do that with it. Okay, let's try. Where is it? We define it in subtitle, but also the root element. Yeah, it's width percent 100. So if we change that to percent 50, and we used to have a background on this, which was defined in 6 ways menu classes. Yeah, there it is. But we don't want it to cover the entire screen. So let's see. That's the padding. The height is 100%. So what happens if we give it no height? Does it just not draw at all? Or does it expand to fit the height of the nodes inside it? Let's try turning that off and see what happens. So we'll turn that, reboot the overlay. I need a better command for it to reload itself somehow. Okay. Much text, mini wrap, so long. Cannot fathom how anyone would say so much. Might be improbable. Oh no, the ads are coming. Duck. Okay, well, that wasn't quite what I was looking for, but it's better. I think the highlight is too pronounced. I also think it needs rounded corners, less padding. Yeah, we can do better, but that's okay. So it needs to go to the other side, which means justify content in align items. No, justify content end. Or, I don't know. We're in a column. Justify content start, I think, is what's keeping it at the top of the screen. Align items is end. First of all, let's halve the padding. And we'll make the alpha more like 0.3 or 0.25. And yeah, I'm not sure about this. If it's 50%, it might need to be 100, but the containing item is only 50 or something like that. No, that won't work. It might need to be within another another node that is 100% for this to work. I wonder. Oh, there go the ads. So how am I using this? We're doing that. See root, asset server, mute commands, chat message. Yeah. So it's this C root that's doing it. So I would need to put it another item in here. And kind of nest them that way. I can't quite remember how to do that with bevy UI DSL. Might need to look that one up. Okay. Root I spawns a node bundle as the root with children. Show me an example of such things. Whoops, go back. Actually, maybe we should go to the GitHub for this. Examples. Example inline. Ah, yeah, this might be it. So I did root and then node. Yeah. And C half. I bet that's it. Okay, so let's try something along the lines of this, except does it need to be node I? What does the I do? And C half probably doesn't exist. So let's go with adding it in our UI thing. See half, mute node bundle, set the background color. And in fact, we could say that the root is width and height 100%. Like so. We don't need, well, we can add padding, it's fine. Align items is going to be start now, and justify content start. We can make it column or row, I don't think it matters. And then in half, we have the background color. Take the background color out of this one. Should probably stop Eloquent Robot's text from ending up on screen, but we'll get there. Yeah, so this one's going to be align items end, justify content, start, I think. Padding maybe 50. Height, nothing. Width, 50. And we'll see if that helps us out any. Okay. See what effect that gives us. Need someone to come in here and start writing chat messages. Okay, so that's still over on the left. Interesting that bevy is justified well outside everything else. I don't know why. Oh. The align items might be different for that. So let's go to see half again. What does the I stand for in node I and root I? No, not OpenID Connect. bevy UI DSL. Spawn a node bundle is the root with children versus root gives it a parent, I guess. Oh, hang on. Wrong thing. Root I has extras. Root does not. Okay, so it lets you insert something else, basically. Okay. So, what happens if we give both of these justify content end? And maybe flex direction row? In which case, this one, we might still make it, we might make it column. Yeah. Sounds right. Let's just change a few things at a time and see what we get to. Still over there, but at least it's okay. It's kind of aligned. It's aligned better because everything's pushed to the right. But now we're still floating left. So I think I need this one. If it's row, I think this one might need to be end. The containing element. That's better. It's a little hard to read. Might need some line spacing or something. But it's not too bad. Okay, we can live with that for a little while anyway. It won't work for emojis, that's for sure. But there'll be a way to get around that. It's just going to spell them out for us. But that's all right. Cool. So let's save that as what did we just do? Message formatting. I wonder if that's too dark. It might be actually. Wow. Yeah, it might need to be like just a tiny bit of alpha. Now the next thing we want to handle is first messages. So they should what's the table name again? Just first messages, okay. And is that, do we ever write to first messages? In Eloquent Robot store. Yeah, right. So it will read, it'll query the messages. But hang on, is this right? I think instead of comparing the last two rows in the table, it should be comparing the current time in the last row on the table. Hey, Fanny Slam, how you doing? I've just noticed that should, rather than be the size of the half the screen, it should just be the width of the message up to half the screen, really. But I don't know how you would calculate that. You'd have to measure the number of characters in the message and kind of try and adjust it, which would be kind of annoying. But we might think about that. I'm just thinking I've got this first messages thing wrong. So yeah, because we haven't written the current message yet. So we would have to do this first. Drag that all the way up here. And then compare it. And in fact, do I even order by created at? Oh yeah, I do. Good. Order by created at descending though, right? Yeah. How you doing this evening, Fanny Slam? You had a decent sort of a day? With recent messages as... Yep. So that's okay as long as we've already inserted the message. That should be fine. Okay, so now we need to react to first messages. A wave of emotions today, but alive and well. Oh, that sounds like a major deal. I hope everything is turning out okay. We've had lots of drama in our house too. We're ripping bits out of the kitchen, basically living in a camp kitchen at the moment. So everything seems harder than it really is. All right, so read Postgres events, match messages, and then we'll go first messages. I'm sure there's going to be an easier way to refactor this, but let's get it working first. And we'll structure these as different components. So derive component pub struct first message. Do a similar thing to what Cetilix does with recognizing people who've just popped in or highlighting so that I get a chance to notice them. Not that I struggle with doing that right now. Yeah, so we'll do the same thing here, except that we'll need a different query. Definitely need to refactor some of this. Okay, so chats, first chats, query, entity with first message. Entity chat despawn recursive. I wonder what would happen if I just inserted it below the other one. Will it stack up or will it overwrite? I have to find out. Okay, so if we've got a previous one, we despawn it. Error handling, rubbishy error handling. And then we add, instead of chat message, we add first message. And we probably change the highlight color somewhat. So I wonder, do I add another one of those? They would just stack on top of each other, I presume. So we might want to do first message, and we'll go back up to the previous ones and copy that definition. And we'll change it a little. So keep the same background color. Go foreground color maybe. And we need to offset it. So what can I do with, can I do like padding top? Or is that not a thing? Is that waiting or is it just not? Where's the definition of style? So to speak. I need a way to pad it out. It's not complaining about padding top. Hang on. UI rect. Only top. Val. PX. And you would have to guess. So the layout of it could be quite tricky. Unless you just insert it inside the existing one somehow. Let's just try 200 for now. Sure, this isn't how you do it. No. Let's just try padding. Really, you can do that, huh? I wonder if it's additive. See what happens, I guess. Oh, didn't like that. Try it that way. Okay. Oh, of course I don't have a first message. I'll just have to write something to the table, I guess. Let's see. No, I don't want to edit it. I want to... No. Display name, user ID. Oh, really? So, wait. Are we not putting the text in here either? Oh, maybe we're just supposed to highlight the fact that their username is there. All right, well, at least it makes it easy to test. Insert row. Oh, except it's going to crash because there isn't... fighters. It's going to crash because there isn't anything other than display name in there. So instead of highlighting the first message, if you just tell someone that they showed up, basically. Some text. Display name, new person. Select record. Oh, okay. So the robot knew what to do, but nothing else happened. Interesting. Oh, I wonder if I'm actually listening to that event right now. Ah, no, I'm not. There you go. Actually, let's just enable all of them and see what happens. Where did my overlay go? Damn. Oh, interesting. This, the ad screen isn't preventing, the ad scene isn't preventing it from showing, I don't think. But the text definitely isn't showing up. I wonder if all of these are stopping messages from notifying. Maybe you can only do one at a time. That would suck. Interesting. Okay. Still definitely some bugs to work out in that library, or understanding how that works at least. I wonder if you need a different X Postgres event for each thing. Like, for example, if I did this, first message, first message event. And then change this to use the new event. Would that in fact help? But then, of course, you've got to have a completely different event reader. So you would need this to change. Yeah. And then we'd need the we'd probably need to run a separate system for read first messages. I guess that's the workflow. That's assuming that changing the event type actually works. FN read first messages. Oh, what am I doing? First message event. Don't need that. Probably don't need the match block at all, but let's just leave it for now. And let's see if we can read more than one message type. First of all, does ordinary text work? Apparently so. Well, that's encouraging. All right, now the first message stuff. Display name, I guess, Fin50cat, you got volunteered. Okay, the robot knows. Oh yeah, look at that. Okay. All right. So that's how this works. That's how this works. We have a way of binding different events to a subscription, essentially. So we insert a forwarder for, we're going to change this to chat message event. And search on EX. That becomes chat message event. Event and chat message event. Don't need that. Don't need the match block. Don't need that. Certainly becomes simpler. And there shouldn't really be more than one event, I don't think. Per read, at least, but maybe I'm wrong. It's not actually a Fin50cat, of course. At least I don't think so. He could be here. He was last night. All right, sweet. So that's good. That means we can subscribe to all 4 types. It's kind of weird that we have to write a separate reader function for each one. That could be like hundreds of them, but I suppose it's good because you want to be able to manipulate things carefully. What I might do is instead of having a background set like the other one, we might just make it appear just above the head of the little avatar thing there, just above stone. So let's say read first message. We'll make it like the text is going to be I don't know, format has entered the chat. And this is going to be, we're not going to put it in C, we are going to put it in C root, but the node is going to be completely different. So no background color. Flex direction column, I don't know. We might actually use a completely different way of highlighting, a way of positioning it in a little box just immediately above the avatar. So say, well, let's start with a column anyway. Align items in, justify content end, padding. Width 50%, no. Probably won't set a width or a height. But we want it to appear kind of down next to there. So what happens if we just do it this way? And then another first message. It's kind of annoying because it's appearing right at the top, and also we need to silence Eloquent Robot. He doesn't need to be echoed up there. So first of all, let's do that. Oh, we don't need the match block either. Yeah, so this one, if we get a display name, if dn eloquent robot return. Okay. And then for this one, we need a way of positioning it. We're inside root, which is inside node. Node would have to be 100% height, I guess, for this to work. So let's go, this is not a great way of positioning. I should absolutely position it instead, but let's go as height equals val percent 100, and hopefully that'll position it at the bottom. We'll try that again. Some ordinary text. Wow, my brain is turning off. Okay. Now, let's insert another one. Okay, so it's right at the bottom, which is good, but we kind of want it a little higher than that so that it clears the avatar's head. So height 100% sure, but we probably don't want. We want padding is UI rect bottom. Say 300. Don't actually know. Being able to change these values on the fly would be awesome, but I definitely don't think we've got that luxury right now. Oh yeah, not bad. Maybe another 100 or another 50. Maybe another 100. Yeah. That looked wrong. Oh yeah, async compute task pool panicked. Postgres changes RS63 called unwrap on an error value. Interesting. Disconnected, huh? Is it completely dead? It is completely dead. Cool. Okay, so that's good to know. That part of the library can just die for no apparent reason. I don't think we want to set the width on that. We want to set a max width, but we don't want to set a width. How can I set a max width? Flex direction width. Is there such thing as a max width? Does look like there is. That's good. Okay. Right, so in theory, we should still be able to insert one of these. Oh yeah, that's not too bad. And we should color it something, right? What does it look like on white text? Sorry for the flashbang. Oh, it's completely invisible. Okay, good to know. This is definitely optimized for dark screens. And if someone else doesn't have a first message for a while, that should really time out. But yeah, that'll be an extra feature. That'll be the next feature. Timers. Okay, cool. So maybe we'll drag it down by a tiny bit. Maybe we'll pad it slightly less so that things can get closer to the side of the screen. So maybe padding of 20. And this probably could be padding 30. This has only a little padding, so maybe 380. Okay, something like that. And ideally, just a tiny bit of color. Could I perhaps S color? No? Text color? No. Maybe it's only when you get down to the actual text ones. And then it's got style color. Yeah, because it's a text style. Okay. So what am I currently using? See text. First text, we're going to call it. Interesting. Why is that font even working? Oh, I see. It's got C instructions in there. Okay. So these are not instructions. This is a first chat notice. And color, I don't know. What presets do we have? Apparently gold is a constant. That's kind of handy. And then these names are all wrong. So we had subtitle and instructions. This is going to be server tag or server handle, service handle, because it could be from Twitch or it could be from YouTube. And then subtitle is going to become chat message. So instructions is service handle, and subtitle chat message. And this can just go away. We have no text. Did it die again? That's weird. Is it because I changed everything? Okay, let's try that again. Maybe it just hasn't connected for some reason. There it is. Weird. but okay. Cool. So now first message. Oh yeah. Do I hate that color? How hard is it to read? Maybe we'd use a slightly larger font size and it might not be so bad. Or a better font for that matter. Let's go with font size 36 or even 40. No, 36 is fine. And pad it up a little bit more. So back to 400. Now that we've got less padding in other areas. Oh yeah, I don't hate that. We'll start there. We'll start there and proceed. Yes. Oh, more ads. And of course the ads overwrite the overlay because the ads are on top of the overlay. They're on the very top. So maybe we need to add the ads to the overlay. Add the ads. Wouldn't be the worst idea in the world, I suppose. Rather than shift scenes. I need a dog to come and sit on the dog bed because I pointed a camera at it, but there's no dogs on the dog bed. I'm curious as to whether I could format a game screen on this part of my 4K monitor that would show up okay. This obviously is far too big. We'll have to see. At least it's ruling out the robot's text, which is good. So we can probably commit add first chat notices. I was kind of hoping to build a little animation for follows and subscriptions, but I'm not there yet, so we could always make him dance. Thanks very much for the lurk. I'm seriously considering playing some games too. Haven't played many games lately. To be honest, having done that small amount of work, I might call it. And just have a relaxing evening. But thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. Probably end up streaming quite a bit of the weekend too. All right, that's what I'm going to do. Good night all.